Welcome to Yeshiva Daf. We're holding in Sanhedrin Daf Samech. In the Mishnah, in the Mudal, look at the Mishnah. Hamechalil is a Shabbos bedova shechayvim al zdoino kores val shigig soichatis. Someone who does chilul Shabbos, we talk about the ones who's chayav skilo. So who's chayav skilo? Someone who does chilul Shabbos. Something that if you do it bezodo and you do it purposely, he gets cars. If he does it b'shoyin, he gets chatas. The Mishnah sounds, if you do these things of Shabbos, that they are Zod Shkaga, so then that's what happens. Mashma, if I don't do these things, I do something else at Shabbos, so you don't get it. What are the things in Shabbos that don't have Zod Kares and a Shkaga Chatas? What is it? Says the Gemara. So again, what is it? So there's two things. Either Tchumim Akiva holds that Tchumim is deraisa. Midiraisa, you have Tchumim, you can't go out more than 2,000 Amma. The Rabbanan hold that's only Midirabanan. The big question, the many of the Rishonim discuss, and the big discussion over here in the Sugya is that we do know that even according to Rabbanan that say that Tchumim is not their right, so that's only within 2,000 Amma, certain amount, small space. But if it's 12 mil, which is a very, very far away place, big distance, so that everybody agrees it's also with the right. L'chur. From our Gemara, it's not mashma like that, because we're saying the only one who has that's a din, they don't have a kares, you don't have chatos, is Tchumim, according to Rabbi Akiva, holds the right. So, as we mentioned before, according to Rabbi Yossi, Havara, lighting, fire, you're not chayav on it. Chatos, and not chayav skill, it's only a lav. It's a unique malacha, which is different than other malachas. So the Mishnah. Someone who curses his father and mother, he's only chayav if he uses the name of Hashem to do a cloth. Kill them b'kinu. If you use not the nefarish name of Hashem, you use the kinu. Rashi brings over here kinu. Shakai tzavokos chanun berach. These names. Another discussion over here why Rashi does not mention the name of Elohim. I mentioned before. Why is he referring only to these names? So Amir Mechayev Amir says he's chayav. Chomim says pater. Says the Gemara. Man chachomim that say that you're pater. Menachem bar Beisi the time Menachem bar Beisi Omer benok voy shame yumos. Matomud lo yimar shame benok voy shame. Why it says shame? To tell you, you need to use the name of Hashem in order to be Chayav as Hashem, right? So Rashi says over here something fascinating. Rashi says, even though before we learned something else from this pasuk, to tell you there has to be shame b'shem. Remember, if you remember, we learned earlier, we said Yosi as Yosi. He has to say the name of Hashem, hitting the name of Hashem. So you see here, the Gemara is not saying that. So Rashi learns that this Gemara learns differently. Is arguing with the Gemara before, and we have in it a kiveg over here, which we'll not go into right now. Says the Gemara, Torah about ish, ish. Why it says ish twice? The rabbis bas tumtum vadrogos. Not only a man, but also a girl, so a woman who's cursing her parents. Tumtum vadrogos, meaning the ones that either you don't know if they're male or female, or they're both. Sheikalos obvious imoy inli elo aviv imoy. Maybe he has to curse both. Oviv shaloi imoy imo shaloi aviv minayin. How do you know if either one? Tomuloyma I avoy v'ima kilel dov avoy. Aviv kil ima kilel. As Rashi explains, it says ikalos aviv cursed the father, and it says aviv imoy kilel. The clause says next to the mother. So you have a clause written next to the father, clause next to the mother. Say either or is a problem. That's the Rabbi Shai. It's in goes that's the chlikas throughout Shas. When I says two, doesn't mean both together. It means either or. So Rabbi Yechanan learns that it means both together unless you have a limit to tell me otherwise. And Rabbi Shai and Rabbi Yonasan says no. It means both. It doesn't mean both together unless it says the word yachtu. Mois yumas beskilo, you will die beskilo. Tell me beskilo. I know bechad kol mirsamu b'torah. Names referring to any other mirsa in the Torah. Ne'amar kan dama boy. Even mar lo dveim bo. It says the word dama boy. So as we learned earlier, the Gemara said whenever it says dama boy, that's skilo. Mar lo beskilo, can't skilo. Beskilo. Okay, so that's the limud. So the pasuk teaches about cursing a father and a mother. So we found the punishment. But what about the lav? Is there any lav? So it says Pasuk Pshat, the one learns right now. It refers to what? The full pasuk is, what does the pasuk say? Eloikim lo sekalel v'nosi b'amcha lo yisor. What is nosi b'amcha referring to? A king or a nasi, the head of the shevet. And it says Eloikim lo sekalel, what is it referring to? That refers to a dayan. A dayan too. So it says the Gemara, if the father is a judge, is a dayan, it says don't curse a dayan, he's included. If he was a king or a nasi, it says nasi b'chol asur. If he's neither, we learn from them from both. We learn from nasi and a dayan. In other words, you want to say they don't have a common theme, right? That's always a limud the way you learn the Torah. If you say that they both come for the same reason, it'll say that's the reason that they're special different than other people. But because they don't have a common denominator, each one has a different reason. So you say this reason doesn't make them to be chayav. It's just the reason it's not enough kamina. So what is it? So Lori nosi kiridayim, Lori dayan kirinosi. Lori dayan kirinosi, Shari dayan tamutsuva lorosoi. A dayan, you are responsible. You have to listen to his judgment, right? When a dayan paskins, you have to listen to him. Kirinosi shiata mutsuva loroso. When a king paskins halacha, you don't have to listen to him. Lori nosi dayan shanosi shiata mutsuva lamrosoi. Kiridayan shiata mutsuva lamrosoi. If a king tells you to do something, you must listen. You have to listen to the king. If not, it's called Mori B'Malchus. By a dayan, you don't have to listen. He says, I need you to do for me something. I don't have to listen. What's is the common theme between them? They're both from the same nation. And they're your nation. There's a Azor, don't curse him. So similarly, you say any father is part of the Azor. So one says, we'll learn from a judge and from a king, then you learn Azar. So there is a common theme between them. They both have godless. Either a king or a dayan. Each one for a different reason. But the common denominator between them, they're gedolim. Gedolim are different. But if you have regular people, maybe not. I have another puzzle. Don't curse a deaf person. This includes, the more explains, mulali means nebuch. The nebuchs. Don't go and curse a nebuch. So he says, so I say, you see a regular guy. He's not only not God, he's a nebuch. So the more and that person, he has, Rashi explains, he feels he's very self-observed that anytime someone tries to say something to him, it really bothers him. So everyone has a reason. They're gdolim, so they have to be more respectful. He says so low, but the middle guy, how do you know? Says the Gemara, nosi v'dayin yuchichu. Over here, having nosi v'dayin. Mal nosi v'dayin, she can gloss and gomer lehem. Cheresh yuchiach. That's not like gdula, it's a chereshus. The chazor adin, lo rizek yirizeh, lo rizek yirizeh. Each one has a different reason. They have gdolim. He has a chereshus. Hatzad ha-shoveh shem be'amcho v'atamuzor kelosom. The tzad ha-shoveh, the common denominator is that they are one of their nations. And you have Azara, we actually mentioned before. They're both strange, both different. Why do you know they're a regular guy? Hello, so when can nichter call oi Elohim losekalel or cherish, I nosi v'cherish. Why do you need to have all three? You want to say because he's a gadol, so say a king, and Allah a dayan too. Say a dayan and a king too. And you say cherish, you say a nebuchadnezzar. Why have to give you all three? I have a third reason that I don't really know what it is, and that is what? And that is because I don't know what it is. I'm gonna put it for the Father. So here we have a muchlekes. When it says in the pasuk, Elohim loisekalo, Elohim loisekalo, you can explain two ways. It can mean a dayan, not kodesh. It's a dayan. You call him Elohim, that's what they call it dayanim. Or it means a kodesh baruch. Don't curse Hashem. Titania. Elohim chol divrei Rabbi Shmuel. Shmuel says talk about Adayin. Rabbi Kiva Omer Elohim kodesh talk about Hashem. Titania Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov Omer Azor levochas Hashem inayin. He's going to explain the one who says kodesh. Where is the warning not to say a curse to Hashem? So you see from here we're talking about a Kodesh Baruch Hu. So I need the pasuk of Kodesh Baruch Hu. So like this. It's very easy. You have an extra pasuk to teach you. So Goma, Kodesh Baruch Hu. You learn Kodesh Baruch Hu when you learn the Hazor of Hashem from the Choyel, from the Dayan. Right? So look at the end of Rashi, the last two lines of Rashi. Because Hashem elamach. So you talk about Choyel, you talk about Hashem. In other words, the word like it can mean both. It's talking about Hashem, it's talking about Adai. The question is, what is the main pasuk? The Achronim bring, what's the Afkamina? If you learn both, so what's the Afkamina? Is it one of Shem or Shem and Chok? Can you erase it? So if it's the name of Hashem, you can't erase it. If it's a Dayan, you could erase it, but you learn both in the same pasuk. So says the Gemara, Dilma Kodesh Azar Achroilo Azar. Maybe not. Maybe the Azar is only for Kodesh, not for Choyel. You can't live to call Lois Sokel, Eloikim Lois Sokel, my Lois with Daf Tzavon with base, my Lois Kalel. You see both. So you see from here this idea that the word tikalel is a lashon that includes both a dayon and Hashem. So dayon, why do you need it? To tell you your father. So from here you learn the father from the judge. So the fact that it's a judge, you learn the father, and that's the hazoro for the father. Interesting, the kudo over here, the Reuben Magolius points out, Rabbi Kiva, he says it differently, but I'm going to say the way I'm saying it, is that Rabbi Kiva says that Elohim is Kodesh, and referring to Hashem, and you learn from there Adai. So Rabbi Kiva goes L'Shitosoi, because Rabbi Kiva always says that a human being can connect to Hashem. Because it says, the Gemara says, when it says Es Hashem L'Kechatiro, Kim Shimei Amusani, it says, I don't know what the dash from this word. It says Rabbi Kiva, Le'abas V'Chachavim. So it says Hashem, it means V'Chachim. So you see that Rabbi Kiva goes in that method. So the Mishnah. Now we're going on the next skill. Haba al Naira Marasu. Someone has a relationship with a girl who is a Marasu, who is engaged. And Nairo, she has to be a Nairo, which it means between the age of 12 to 12 and a half. Besula, she has to be a virgin. Mel Yurasa, she has to be engaged. Hivavei Savir, she's still in the father's house.
Isn't that the definition?
Of what?
Is that the definition of the
No, the question is maybe she could be a Ketana. We'll see. We'll see when we get to the Gemara. But if the father gave her already to her husband, even though she didn't get married yet, no. If two people have a relationship with her, Arisha Meskila, Sheni Bechenek. So even if she's still a Basul, even though she's still a virgin, what's the way to be still a virgin? If there was a Beil, Shishlo Kedako, not the regular way. So then she's still a Basul, but because the second Beil, you're not Chav. This is the Gemara. Don't know about it. Nair B'Lev Begeris can be over 12 and a half. Besula B'Lev Be'ula, she has to be a virgin, not someone who had a really relationship. More you also engaged and not married. The house of the father, it can't be the father already passed her on to go to the husband.
What does that mean, basically?
Meaning that he didn't, like Gemara says, basically he didn't give her to the Shluchei Abal to go get married. So even though she's still engaged, but she's on the way to get married, so that she's already.
They had the what's it called?
They had the Kiddushin, that's Arusa. That Kiddushin. That's Arusa we're talking about. And then, as long as she's still in the house of the father, then you have the Chiyuv of Skila. Once the father gave it to Shluchei Abal to go to get married, it's over. Even though she's still not married, they didn't do anything yet, they're just walking on the way. So no, it doesn't mean that she's a Naira. She can be, as long as she's not an adult, which legally, halachically, adult is 12 and a half and above. So as long as she's not there, she could be a child. There's also skilo, not on her, but on the boy. How do you know there are Mishnahs or Meir? Not me. The Mishnah is going to say that Ketana is not the person who has a Beil of Ketana. He's not Chayov. Maybe you're talking about maybe it's according to Rabbanon. And when the Mishnah says Nair Basul, doesn't mean Nair. It means Nair not Begeres, but including Ketana. Only it can't be, because look at the Losh of the Mishnah. It says, I know Chayav ad shetei Nair Basul Moroso. It says she's not Chayav until she is dead. And you Chayav Elu Nair Basul Moroso violate. Just say, you don't Chayav only if she's not an adult. Nair Basul. It says ad shetei Masha, specifically Nair Moroso, and not anything younger. So our Mishnah is very, very specific. There's 6 months between 12 and 12 and a half, and that's the only time that the one who will have a relationship with her will be chayav skilo, and at the time the one who's dressed in the moment will really get if he doesn't get skilo. Vitulami, there's nothing else to discuss. In one other, it's very clear for our Mishnah. So according to Rabbanan, someone has a relationship with a child under the age of 12, and she's engaged, he's going to be chayav skilo. Someone has a relationship with a ketana, according to Rameir, it's not including the skilo of the Torah. What does he get? Legamir mimitler, is he completely exempt from miso? Or miskilo mimitler, he doesn't get skilo, but he gets chelik. Only mistabu miskilo madlin is skilo, only skilo, he does get chelik. V'achti v'meisu gam shneihem hachu shneihem shovim. It says meisu gam shneihem, they both have to die. Who do they both have to die? They both have to die is what the boyel and the nivelis, the man and the woman. So they both have to die. In this case, not both have to die. The Rashi learns the pshat is because the man is not if the woman you don't kill, she's a ketana. So he says no, not because the woman you don't kill, because the woman you don't kill. She's a ketana. She's not going to be killed. But if you do kill her, what do you give her? Skila. You just don't give her skila because she's an adult. So because she's a minor. But if you give him chenik, you're not giving him the same mitzvah. It has to be the same mitzvah. Shosti Grav. So Rav did not know what to answer. How much my time is Shosti Grav? Or did not know what to answer, or didn't want to give an answer. How much my time is Shosti Grav? The name of Levi says there's another person. The pasuk says that someone who is oines Aisha, he rapes a woman, so he's going to be killed alone. So you see, sometimes the Torah says Levadu. There clearly you kill him. You just kill him. You have to tell me Levadu. Of course, you only kill him, not her. What did you do anything wrong? You see from here that sometimes you kill a person alone. Says the Gemara, Ketanoi. So we'll Ketanoi. Umeisu gam shneim achu shneim shovim di Rabbi Shayo. They have to be both the same miso. They both have to be killed. They both have to get the same miso. Rabbi Yehuda said, "Umeisu yishachov iman levadoi." He gets his miso and she's that. Hidach ayu umeisu gam shneim ma'idor shpei. What is gedash? What is gam shneim? What it means, Shnei means that she needs to have an actual relationship. What is Ma'aseh Chidudim? Rashi brings two explanations of Ma'aseh Chidudim. Either Ma'aseh Chidudim means he just touched her. In other words, there was no penetration. It was just playing with her. Or Ma'aseh Chidudim means after, when she's dead. What is it called? There's a word for it in English.
Necrophilia.
What?
A necrophilia.
A necrophilia. Well, Ma'aseh Chidudim, she's not alive. So he's saying it needs to be shneim that she is involved. She is part of the relationship. She's alive.
The guy should be killed anyway for doing it.
Yeah, but I'm saying so. She's supposed to be alive in order for him to be chayav the miso. But not that she has to have the same miso. She has to be part of the relationship. That's not a rayas. We're not talking about that. There's no chiddush over there. The other man that says has to be they both to get the same miso. What he does with levadoi? The Tanya says the maiso. There's 10 people that have a relationship with her. So Rabbanan hold that if the 10 people that were with this minor, were not minor, the 9-year-old, and they did not, she's still a virgin, and they didn't be English Kedako. So they all have skila. Because they all have a relationship with a Nair Besula Mirasa. Rabbi says no, it's only one, not more. How does Rabbi know that? Levadoi. Levadoi means he alone, nobody else. Says what ish kohen ki techel liznos. Daughter of a kohen starts nus. Rabbi Yoim, what does it mean techel liznos? Rabbi Yoim tchilo. Chenu Yoim say ish shakav imo levadoi. Just it's the beginning. and it says Levade. What does it mean? So what's the meaning of the words? There's one bring two ways to explain this Rebbe. One way to explain Rebbe is the Rebbe holds like Rabbi Shmuel that we saw earlier in the parak. He holds that a Nairo Amoroso Krihenis, she's a Bas Kohen, she gets a streifa. But only a Russo, not an Asur. Im Tchilas Bio Biznus B'Streifa Teidach B'Chenek. Meaning, if she's a Russo, if it's the first Be'ilo, then it's streifa. And if it's the second Be'ilo, so then it's B'Chenek. Now, what does my V'chen? Gemara brings the pasuk, right? Rabbi said, Kitechel is like Tchilo in the beginning, she gets streifa, not later. What do you mean from that pasuk? It says my V'chen, Kiyoso. Ma osum betchilas biyah kamishtai kol, hachinami betchilas biyah kamishtai kol. So what is there? By Naira Moroso, that a regular Naira Moroso, she gets kilo. When did she get kilo? Only when she's Moroso. And Rashi says even more. Only in the first Be'ilo. Only the first time. She gets kilo. And afterwards she gets what? Chenek. So you're comparing, like we just said now, Naira Moroso, on the first Be'ah she gets kilo, not more. So Bas Kohen, on the first Be'ah she gets streifa, not more. So that's what Rabbi says. Rabbi says, Chilo, like Naira Moroso. So Bas Kohen gets streifa only in the first Be'ah, like Naira Moroso gets kilo only in the first Be'ah. So he says, Rebbe, like his Rebbe didn't say it that way. Kuri means his father. Sorry, the word says right away, I apologize. Who was Umanu Rabbi Yosef? Rabbi Yosef said differently. What is it? Rabbi Karameir, severely. The way he explained is the following. Rabbi is going like Rameir. He says, Rameir says, if she's married to a kosher dick person, so then you get streifa. But if she married a apostle, there's no streifa. So it says, what is the sentence Rabbi says? Im tchilas achalto biznus b'streifa. Meaning, if the only issue that she has is this znus, until now she was perfect. She was a good citizen. She married the right person. But now the first bad thing she did was znus. You give her streifa. But if it's not the first thing that she did, she already did something wrong because she married somebody who was a pasulah. So that's not the beginning. It's not the first wrong thing she did. Then she doesn't get streifa. That's the Lashon Rebbe. Was kitechel? Rebbe I mean, that's the first wrong thing she did. Says the Gemara, my v'chen. You say, similar to Levada. Well, what are we going to write from there? Says the Gemara, Daf Samach Zayin Amud Aleph, Simono be'almo. It's only a simon. What does it mean? Let's say Lashon Rashi, top of the Hamad. Simono be'almo, u'betchilas shum dover akostu v'daber, tetchilas chilul mi'ahav. Meaning, we bring a rayo that we have also by Naira Moroso a beginning. We have a difference between the beginning and the continuation. Only the first one is chayav kilo, the other ones don't. So we bring a rayo, it's not the same thing. You're just talking about psul. Psul is nothing to do with the same thing. It's the idea that you see that the beginning is different. Just to bring a rayo from the beginning. If you look at the last Rashi in the previous summer, just to clarify the question. There it's a first bia. We will say only first bia is chayav kilo, not the next bias. Here we're saying that not the first bia, the first she didn't get married to someone possible to do with bia. No, I'm just bringing a simon the same way by a root, so we found a difference between the beginning and the end. So also here the difference is this the first one, or in other words, is this the first wrong thing she's doing, or it's not the first wrong thing she's doing. She's a simon be'almo. So two ways to understand Rebbe. Either Rebbe is saying the only first bia is chayav straight for not the next one. Or he's saying that only the bia, which if the first bia is the all first wrong thing she does, she's chayav seifel, but not if she's already puzzled. So we'll stop over here, and Be'ez Hashem will continue from this Mishnah on Shabbos. Have a wonderful and good Shabbos.